Well, today's episode is going to be kind of a little soapbox issue for me. It's going to be kind of something discussing kind of a double standard that lies within our own community. Well, I've been a member of a motorcycle club. I've ridden with guys in clubs. I've ridden with motorcycle clubs, riding organizations, motorcycle organizations. I've been a member of the Harley Owners Group, and I've ridden with them. Believe it or not, even while riding a Harley, I've even ridden with the Goldwing Group. So, you know, I've been around a lot of bikers, and I've been amongst and partied with some of the most well-known clubs out there. Something you hear amongst the biker lifestyle and the biker communities are things like loyalty, integrity, honor, and respect. These are things that kind of go amongst something that is called the biker code. I really urge every biker out there to really kind of listen in to what I'm about to say, because this biker code isn't just about your brothers or your sisters of two wheels. To me, it is a way of life. It is a way to live that life, to live your life with that honor, with that respect, and that integrity. Not just when you're on two wheels, but even when you're off the two wheels and you're at your job, giving that honor and that respect to that job, giving the integrity of your own being to that job, to your family, giving them the honor, giving them the respect, but also to the community for which you serve. Now, something that you need to take into consideration is to be considerate of others while riding. While I was getting my master's degree at Georgia State University in Atlanta, Georgia, every day I would ride down I-75 and 85. And there was this one day where I was riding down the road, and all of a sudden these sport bikes, these crotch rockets, come flying by me. And some of them were just popping wheelies, just acting really crazy. That scared quite a few of the motorists that were actually riding, because you can't hear those pipes that they have, or any pipe, as a matter of fact. When that pipe is behind you, it's directional, so all that sound is going behind the motorcycle, and you don't get to hear that until you've reached a point that they are either beside you or right in front of you. So unfortunately, I didn't know that they were behind me until they flew right past me. Now, I am a huge advocate for motorcycle safety and motorcycle awareness. And at this particular time, my eyes and my mind were on that crazy Atlanta traffic. I don't like to ride or drive in Atlanta whatsoever, because you constantly have people weaving in, weaving out, merging, and justifying that they're going to be in the exact same place as they were before. But these guys, I mean, it had to have been probably about 20 sport bikes riding down the road and just zipping by us. A bunch of them popping wheelies, just weaving in and out. And quite honestly, there were quite a few motorists in the cages that decided that they wanted to get off the interstate, and because they were scared. It really kind of scared them that these guys were acting this kind of way on a major highway like that. That brings me to the point of being considerate of others. Yes, it is fun to let it all out on a motorcycle, to do tricks and stuff like that, but do it in a safe location. Do it in a closed location to where you're safe yourself and you're keeping others safe. That is being considerate of others. Also being considerate of others. I have loud pipes on my bike, and I went on ahead and put the baffles back in because I have neighbors that don't wake up quite as early as I do to go to work. And if I'm revving that engine up early in the morning, say 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time I'm leaving out, some days 6, sometimes 6:30 in the morning, if I'm leaving out that early and they have just gotten the best 4 hours sleep that they've gotten so far because they put their head on the pillow at 12, you know, that's not being considerate of them because I'm waking them up. Therefore, it doesn't make for great neighbors later on down the line. And in return, it comes back and it affects me as that neighbor. So I urge motorcyclists to be considerate of others. Understand that there are people out there learning to drive. And usually you can tell this kind of person, this teenager, by the way they're driving. They may apply brake and take it off, apply it and take it off. Be considerate of that driver. And don't go around them and just rah, 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 on the exhaust and scare them. I've got teenage daughters, and I remember when I was a teenager, and the first time a motorcyclist came around me, just rap, 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 on that exhaust, you know, it can scare the mess out of you. So just be considerate of others. I used to have nice big speakers up here, and then I switched to a Farron on this Sportster and had great big huge 6.5-inch speakers on there, and man, I'd blare that music just as loud as I could, and then I'd get to 70 miles an hour and you couldn't hear it anymore because of the wind noise. But when you're in town and you're riding around in the neighborhood, how about turning down that music just a little bit? I've got a biker that lives near me, and he's got the best sounding speakers on this electric glide. Man, you could hear him, I guess, probably a half mile away. And he plays good music. I mean, it's not the music that offends me at all. He's always got that thing sounding great. It's just the simple fact that at 10 o'clock at night, when my daughters are trying to settle down to go to bed, and this guy comes down the road, and you can actually hear his entire stereo system through the walls of my house. That's not being very considerate. Now, the bike is beautiful, it sounds awesome, but try to be a little more considerate. Something I do when I'm at the bank. When I get to a bank and I'm at the bank teller, what I like to do is I like to turn off the engine and kind of walk my bike to the teller. That way I'm not annoying those that are actually at the teller. They're trying to talk to the person behind the glass. I mean, it's hard enough to hear that person behind the glass through those cheap little speakers they got. It's going to be even harder if my engine is revved up and just loud. Well, my mother-in-law goes to the bank, and this guy that's on one of these cruisers, so he's blaring his music just as loud as he can, and she can't hear the teller. His engine is still on, and nobody at the bank can hear anybody. There's probably, I know at that particular bank there, I think there was like 4 bays, and I think every bay is full, and nobody can hear the teller, nobody can hear themselves, and this guy is just being loud and obnoxious. That kind of gives every biker out there a bad image. We just need to be considerate of others when you're thinking about, you know, going to the bank, going to the drive-through of a restaurant. Just be considerate. Turn down the music or turn it off, because you really don't want to divide that attention up. This guy that was at the bank, he had left his bike on, left the music loud, and then as soon as he left, he gave it full throttle, just acting straight up foolishly, and everybody was so not impressed with his attitude, his behavior, and it really gave every biker out there a bad look. So, you know, we're not in it for the image. We're in it for the freedom, right? We're in it because it's awesome to be on 2 wheels. We're not in it for the image. We're not in it to look like the little badass that everybody thinks. At least that's not the reason why I'm in it. And along with it comes that great loyalty of brotherhood. These are the principles that were founded and brought forth into the motorcycle clubs from the military. These are the principles, the loyalty, the honor, the discipline, the respect. These are the things that bounds the biker code. And if it bounds the biker code, if it's what is the foundation for the biker code, is it only good towards other people that are on 2 wheels? Or is it also good enough for that guy that rides 2 wheels and his mother-in-law who's at the bank? Is it good for that guy that's on 2 wheels and his daughter that's learning how to drive? So I'm always talking about motorcycle awareness. I'm always talking about cager awareness for motorcyclists and motorcycle safety. But today I am going to say motorcycle respect. Being considerate of others while riding your bike. Being respectful to the surroundings around you. Alright, well, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell to get notified when any new content comes up. If you want to see more videos and you haven't had your fix yet, there are some videos probably up here and maybe down there. Maybe there, I don't know. Until next time, ride safe and always get back home.